Hey, my name is Noah, and today I want to talk about why roofing Facebook ads work. So, for roofing specifically, if you do it right. And I'm doing this video because I know that there are a lot of roofers right now that are kind of like thinking about going into Facebook ads or meta ads in general. But they're not really sure because you hear a lot of good things and you hear a lot of bad things. And you don't really know, like, is this gonna work for me, or is this just gonna be a big money waste? So I just want to give you guys some clarity on that, see why it works for some companies, why it doesn't work for other companies, and just give you like the breakdown, what I think about this. And obviously I'm a bit biased because I have been doing Facebook ads for roofers for a long time now, and they work great for me, which is also why I want to put this video out, because I want you to succeed. I want you to grow your roofing company, and I currently work with over 20 roofing companies across all different states in the US. And yeah, I don't want to brag or anything. I just work with a lot of roofing companies. I have generated a lot of revenue for them, mainly through meta ads, also a bit of Google and some other sources. But meta ads or Facebook ads was a very big factor. And just to be clear, Facebook ads is always like a big magic word, but at the end of the day, only running a Facebook ad campaign won't take your business from 2 to 5 million a year. If you're a roofing company or a roofer, I'm sure you know that, but there's a lot more to it. Marketing is just one side of things. That's the lead generation. And there's a lot that also goes into this in the whole back end, which I'm not really going to cover in this video. In this video, I really just want to talk about the front end, the lead generation, Facebook ads. And I'm also not going to get super technical in this video, so I won't necessarily show you how to script out your first ads, how to build a landing page and all that stuff. If you want a more technical tutorial or even like a course on roofing Facebook ads or Facebook ads in general, you can check out my channel. I have a lot of videos where I, again, cover the more technical kind of things and actually walk you through what I do to some extent. But in this video, I really just want to explain once again why I think that Facebook ads are great for roofers, and how you should actually go about leveraging the platform. So first of all, a very big thing obviously is the exclusivity. So it doesn't matter, like, this applies to Facebook, but it also applies to Google or any other self-generated lead source. You build your own system, so you generate your own leads, meaning that your leads are exclusive, which allows you to close at a higher percentage. It's easier to close them because you don't share the leads with 10 other contractors. Plus, yeah, cheaper prices. So in general, like, you can get away with a much cheaper cost per lead than, for example, if you want to buy leads on Angie's, you just pay a fixed price for a lead, which is usually a lot higher because obviously they have to charge a markup to make a profit, meaning that they generate the leads. I think sometimes even through Facebook ads. I don't even exactly know how they generate their leads, but they obviously need to charge you more for a lead so they can make a profit. And a lot of the times they overcharge you because those leads, they also sell them to, again, 5 different contractors. So you share the leads, your closing percentage goes way down. So at the end of the day, running your own ads, coming up with your own system, and this can be Facebook, this can be Google or any other platform, it just allows you to get a lower cost per acquisition. So you pay less to get a job. Very simple. And it makes you independent because you don't depend on a third-party company like Angie's. You have everything built out in-house. You have your own campaigns. You can manage everything at your own pace, which is obviously also a great benefit. So this is kind of like the first thing, super important, which is why I think that running your lead generation in-house is great. And then specifically on Facebook, it allows you to really leave an impression with people, because when you, for example, think about Google ads, and I don't want to, like, Google ads are great. I would say Google and Facebook are both up there, just depending on kind of like what your budget is and what you want to achieve. But at the end of the day, with Facebook, it allows you, like, it's a social media platform and you can actually put content out, which allows you to just target people over and over again with unique content. And I specifically want to say unique because obviously, and I'm going to talk about it in the next slide, you can just push out some very generic ads with just like an offer or a discount, but that just won't really stick with people. So when I talk about leaving an impression, then I talk about putting out unique content that people see over and over again, so they or you as a company become the trusted authority in the local market over time, because people see your content all the time and they like your content and it's unique, it sticks out. So at least subconsciously they will, again, view you as the authority. So even if it takes them 2 or 3 months to take the decision and get their roof done, you will probably be the company that they want to go with. So yeah, and this also, by the way, usually can over time attract much bigger jobs. Like big roof replacements are usually won by building trust, authority, and likability over time. Um, so essentially, by just putting those ads out and making sure that the targeting is on point, people don't really have to do the research on your company, but you give them the research. For example, you can run testimonial video ads, and if people see those testimonial video ads over and over again, once again, what I just mentioned a second ago, they view you as the trusted authority over time. So even if it takes a couple of months, while for example with Google, it's more of like an approach where you try to rank for certain keywords. So people are looking for maybe they have a roof leak, so they search on that for Google. Your company pops up, and this usually rather gets you like those quick, immediate repair jobs. It can obviously also get you big replacements. And again, like Facebook is just one vehicle, and there are a lot of different vehicles. And I think in general, if you just build like a very solid company, and if you build up social presence on different platforms, if you build up your reviews and you get a lot of reviews in the local area and a nice social media account and platforms, and also like a nice website where people can research you, that's all gonna give you trust, which obviously allows you to take on bigger projects, because the homeowners with bigger houses obviously have bigger projects and they really want the right company. I'm just saying that Facebook, once again, can be a very good vehicle to target the right people and give them an impression of your company over time. So this is also like a very big factor in my opinion. And again, what I just talked about, like if you're gonna put out those types of ads, that's probably not gonna get you that far. It might get you some leads, and maybe you're even gonna hit like a return on investment. But I like to think about things long term. So you want to build something up, and if you run, for example, Facebook ads, even if you don't get leads, it doesn't mean you don't get anything from it, because you still get views, you still get clicks, still get your target audience to see your company. And again, those types of ads, they might be like very snappy and immediate, like you can put like a big headline in here or whatever it is, but it just doesn't tell people a lot, and it doesn't stick with people because they see those ads all over Facebook 20 million times a day. So yeah, even if they see this ad like 10 times in the next 7 days, your company, like, you won't really leave an impression. While when you run like video ads where you talk to the camera and where you really mention like the branding and talk about your company and all that stuff, maybe do some customer reviews and testimonials, make them catchy, then that's what's gonna leave an actual impression. You will also obviously build kind of like a local social presence, because if you run the ads in a very like local market, and people see it over and over again, they will maybe kind of like talk about your company, and this just can give you also a lot of like organic sales. Like you can build up an actual following on your Facebook page, so kind of like the social presence of your company will grow in the local market once again, which will give you also some organic sales, so people getting aware of your company through your social media profile, even if they didn't saw your ad, or through like kind of like people just sharing your ads with other people. And it really just builds like a nice kind of like culture. And again, in this case, I'm really just talking about Facebook ads, but obviously, like if you want to go that route, then stuff like SEO, Google ads, and all that stuff can also be very great. And just especially SEO, just having a nice website, gathering some Google reviews and stuff. But that's pretty much a relatively similar effect, I would say. It's still very different from SEO, but again, it's kind of like building this bubble in the local market, so people will get aware of your company much quicker. Yeah, and this is kind of like an effect that maybe it doesn't hit like immediately, so you won't achieve this within the first month of running ads. But if you just run ads for like half a year or a year with a good ad spend behind it, and you just get a lot of impressions on the local market, then that's gonna happen. So there's a lot more to Facebook than just like the immediate return on ad spend, like how much am I investing, how many leads am I getting. And then the next thing I want to talk about is the audience on Facebook, because your ideal target audience is 100% on Facebook. You just gotta go after it, because this is a very big thing that I see. A lot of people that talk about Facebook ads or tried Facebook ads themselves just say Facebook has low quality leads, and that's kind of like a very vague statement. I know that it's kind of like something that people talk about, like Facebook has low quality leads, don't go on Facebook, rather go on Google or whatever it is. But it really just comes down to what you do and what audience you go after. And in this case, I really just asked ChatGPT and asked them like how many users Facebook has in the US and how many of those users actually meet the homeowner demographic. So let's just say age 30 and above. And as you can see, like Facebook alone, like the platform, has about 81.3% of the country's population on the platform, which is absolutely crazy. So like 280 million users in the United States, and a very, very good portion of them, over like almost 60%, is age 35 and above. Meaning that if you want to target homeowners in the US, Facebook is a very big platform and definitely has your target audience. And then obviously within that audience, there are like sub audiences. So there are wealthier homeowners with bigger houses and homeowners with smaller houses that maybe don't have a lot of money, but your audience is definitely on there. So you just got to go after it. How do you go after it? By simply thinking about what they would resonate with. Like, again, if you run an image ad that with just like a big headline saying 10%, 20%, or $1,000 off a roof replacement, then that probably won't attract your ideal audience. But maybe it does. I mean, if price shoppers, people with not a lot of money, is your ideal audience because you can offer a very good price for roofs, then go for it if that works for you. I know that a lot of roofing companies rather want to deal with the more wealthier homeowners who are easier to close, have bigger houses, bigger projects, more revenue. So if that's you, then I would rather try something like actual like quality video ads, once again, that leave an impression. Try testimonial ads and again, become the trusted authority in the local market instead of just pushing the same generic discounts. Because if you create video ads, for example, where you talk about your company and how many reviews you got, how long you've been in business, showing testimonials, then people will trust you over time and you will become the authority. You get the bigger project. And I know that a lot of people that also complain about low lead quality are just not doing that. Like they will go on Facebook and will just do super generic discount ads. And then the next point is going to be targeting. So this is also like a very big plus on Facebook. I think it has some very great targeting options. It's very different from, for example, Google ads. So Google ads and Facebook ads targeting is very different. I wouldn't necessarily say that one is better than the other, but I really like working with the Facebook targeting options. So I kind of like put it in two categories. So the first one is the targeting options that you use to help Facebook find the right people. So you kind of like first of all, the Facebook algorithm is great. Like usually when you just leave it broad and you have a good ad, Facebook will find the right people that resonate with the ad, which is why I also have creative targeting in here. But in general, again, you can help Facebook find the right audience by putting, for example, demographics in there. You can put something like household income top 5% in the US, and Facebook will target the more wealthier homeowners. Or you can put interests in there like home improvement or stuff like that just matches the homeowner demographic. And even more specific stuff like roofing, roof repair, whatever you want to put in there. And then again, like creative targeting, what I mean by that is your ad usually does the most targeting. So you can even select like a completely broad audience, just put the area in there. And then you have like a video ad and you call out in the first like 5 seconds. You want to call out and catch the attention of your target market. And if you do that correctly, then Facebook will obviously optimize to show the ads to the right people that resonate with your ad, which is essentially the best way of targeting your audience. And then obviously location targeting is great. Like you can put a whole state in there, you can put a city in there, a county, you can even go as small as zip codes or like 1 mile radius around like a certain location. So there's a lot you can do regarding location targeting, like pretty much everything that you can think of. Which is obviously also like a big pro factor. And then the second kind of like category is to essentially use data that you have to target the right people. So instead of just feeding the algorithm or letting Facebook handle it, you can, for example, create a lookalike audience. So you can upload a list of past leads or past customers that you got to Facebook and create an audience off of that that just finds people similar to the people on that list, essentially. You can do retargeting. For example, people who visited your website but didn't convert. And this is very great because you can even combine this with other platforms. Like you can run Google ads to your website, for example, and then you can use Facebook to again retarget the people that visited the website but didn't convert. So especially this right here is a very big thing, like why Facebook is obviously still a great platform. You just gotta leverage it. Like there's so much you can do on Facebook, and it's not very, like, it's not so one-dimensional as it sometimes seems. Like you hear Facebook ads and it just seems like one big thing, and it either works or it doesn't work, but that's just not the case. So the last thing I want to talk about, the last point, is really going to be consistent scalability. Also, like a super simple but super big and super important point. It's pretty, like, you can get it to be very consistent, especially if you've been running the ads for like a couple of months. You have your data, you know what your cost per lead is, you know what your conversion rates are on the back end, so it's very predictable, and you know how many leads and how much business you should be getting this exact month. And then you can even again, like, scale things up and say, okay, if I'm seeing those metrics and those KPIs, if I can double my ad budget and maintain the same KPIs, then I'm gonna make this much. So especially on the lower kind of like level, it's pretty easy to just increase the budget and scale up your campaign. It's very consistent, which is obviously a great factor that not only applies to Meta ads, but once again, obviously is to, for example, Google ads as well. And a lot of those points also apply to other platforms and other advertising platforms, because digital marketing in general is just like a very good way to get more roofing jobs and more roofing leads for your business. But again, like I've seen the most success on Facebook simply because it's also like a relatively low threshold to get into. It's, in my opinion, harder to run than Google ads, just because you gotta actually come up with actual ads, which is not the easiest thing. But when you figure it out, then it's really just like a great tool that just works very, very well if you leverage it right. So again, you can also leverage it wrong, but in my opinion, why Meta ads work. So just to kind of like sum up the whole video, you have the exclusivity, so you generate your own leads with your own system. You don't gotta rely on Angie's or whatever other bullshit, which allows you to drive down the cost per acquisition and the lead cost by a lot. Then you leave an impression with people, so you can build trust and authority in the local market over time. You build a social presence, people will follow you, you will start getting a lot of organic work as well from your social media profile. You can find your ideal audience very well on Facebook by using and leveraging the different targeting options, and your audience is definitely on Facebook because Facebook has a lot of users in the US. And last but not least, it's very consistent and scalable. So once again, you can just increase the ad budget, look at your metrics, and you will be able to scale your campaign and predictably know how many jobs you're going to close. So that's it with the video. I hope this was kind of like insightful. I know it was not so much the usual technical stuff that you see probably all over YouTube, but if you're interested in that, so if you're interested in learning how I personally, for example, run Facebook ads for the people I work with, how I make them so much money, then you can check out my channel, check out my free videos on there, kind of like walking you through a lot of the stuff, like how I actually do this. And if you want to talk to me about your business, then you can go into the video description and schedule a call with me on my website, and we can have a chat about your business, see if we could potentially work together. And again, if not, then just check out my free content. You guys have a great day.